In response to the recent dancing policy controversy, we talked with the students in the school to discover what questions they had for Mrs. Mitchell, and then spoke directly with Mrs. Mitchell to discover her point of view firsthand. What follows is a series of questions asked by students and her responses immediately after listening to those questions.
What are you going to do about homecoming and prom?
I'm canceling prom and I'm canceling homecoming.
What were you thinking when you made that decision?
I was just so frustrated that day.
Okay. What do you want to see girls doing at prom?
So, is it appropriate for me to ask girls to lift their skirts sexually and show their backsides sexually in their thongs sexually, or bend over at a 90-degree angle, very sexually grind into a guy's pelvis? Yeah, I think it is appropriate for me to ask you to do that.
Just mix things up.
What are the dances everybody had to do?
Everybody has to do two-step and line dance. Mrs. Mitchell is going to make us do country dancing, and she's going to make us do, like the electric slide and the boot scoot boogie, and she's going to make us do Cotton Eye Joe. Everybody has to do Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe, Cotton Eye Joe, and the boot scoot boogie, and Cotton Eye Joe.
Is it true that you support kids in Africa?
That's not stuff I ever even said. I don't even know where that came from. It was like crazy.
You support kids in Africa?
Crazy.
Kids in Africa?
That's not stuff I ever even said. Crazy.
What was your main goal for this year, Miss Mitchell?
To make students' life miserable.
And for seniors in particular?
To ruin your senior year. And this has been a process for me. So I'm just going to continue the process.
What are some ideal behaviors and actions that you condone?
Violence, sex, drugs, alcohol use.
What are your opinions regarding the student council members who wanted to change your policy on dancing?
Quite honestly, the kids were rednecks and they were darn proud of it. They really like to do sexually aggressive dances like Cotton Eye Joe and those kind of things.
What are your thoughts on threats
I like to make threats.
and edicts?
I like to make, like edicts that I can't carry out.
When you were little, what did you want to be when you grow up?
Popular.
How do you make decisions regarding school policies?
Without taking into account what's best for students. Well, if you get a chance, can I see it before it airs? I really appreciate that, just because I like to see how it turns out. Things that I said ended up being taken out of context, like when I offered to bend over at a 90-degree angle and grind into a guy's pelvis.
Cause I'm out here grinding.